rulings on tariff classification per day. This makes it easier for importers to bring in their goods because those advance rulings contain the tariff classification, the tariff rates on the products that they have to pay. And then we have completed 3 investigations and submitted 3 reports on tariff modification, submitted 2 reports on the promotion of foreign trade, and we have completed 4 investigations on applications for trade remedy measures, Mr. Chair.
Yesterday, we approved the resolution, sense of the Senate to recommend to the executive, to the president, to increase yung rice tariffs from 15 to 35. Is this part of your scope in terms of studying the effects of this type of policy recommendations?
Mr. Chair, we have conducted an investigation on a petition by a farmers group to increase the tariff rates to 35%, and we submitted a report to the Tariff and Related Matters Committee, which is co-chaired by the DepDev and the TTI, and that petition is with the committee for consideration, Mr. Chair.
Okay, but that's part of your scope in terms of studying the effects of, let's say, a 15% tariffs on rice importation versus a higher 35%. That's,
yes,
you can look at that. You can look at that effect.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, and then do you have any quick comment on that recommendation by the Senate? Kasi kahapon na-approve namin yung sense of the Senate, sponsored by Senator Pangilinan. And because the logic there is palay prices right now is bumagsak sub 10 pesos. No? 2 months ago when I was in Nueva Ecija, kausap ko yung mga taga doon, they're already crying at 15 pesos per kilo of palay. Now it's at 8 pesos per kilo. So that's why kami sa Senate, we unanimously recommended through a sense of the Senate resolution to bring it up to 35. No? So I want to know, based on your study, is this recommendation a fair and timely recommendation, and what's the effect, right? What is your own analysis and recommendation?
Mr. Chair, in a report that we recently submitted to the TRMC, we have, we considered that the domestic industry is proposing that the farm gate price be at least 18 pesos because the production cost, according to them, is about 14.5 pesos. So if the farm gate price now is, like you said, Mr. Chair, 9 pesos to 11 pesos, then that situation should be remedied. Now, whether that should be through tariffs, because tariffs can also be inflationary, and also considering, Mr. Chair, that there is an import ban now, so I would assume that that would mean that consumers are demanding more local rice, therefore prices of rice should be going up. So it's very difficult to make a recommendation now, Mr. Chair, because I have to look at all the data first.
I thought meron na kayong study. I thought you took a look at
We did the study last April, Mr. Chair.
Matagal na. Matagal na.
Opo, iba na yung data.
Wala 2 months ago when I was in university, iba yung presyo. Now, iba na yung presyo. Ang bilis ng palit eh.
Opo.
Oo. So you don't have any... Sana meron kayong ganitong mga research that you can provide us through a policy report to help us. Not all senators are well-versed in tariffs and taxes. This is very complex. No? You look at many angles, many variables. So it would be good for the Tariff Commission to share with us also some policy notes, some policy research so we can be guided. Bumoto na kami kahapon. I voted to raise it just because nga the prices are very low. But I wanted to get your scientific based recommendation or your research based recommendation.
We will study that, Mr. Chair, and we will submit.
But to date, wala pa. Wala kayong ganun na study.
Wala, Mr. Chair.
Wala pa. Alright. Sige. Sana meron. I would recommend that, especially in agriculture, this is susceptible to, agriculture is basic and food is basic and susceptible to price fluctuation. So the only way we can curb inflation is through importation, lowering down tariffs. But that cannot be for a long time as well because it will kill our local industry. So it's a balancing act. No? So, Secretary.
Yeah. Indeed, the situation in the rice market, both domestic and global, when the tariff was reduced by EO 62 from 35 to 15, has changed much. World prices, rice prices have gone down quite sharply since then. And with the reduction in the tariff, that obviously led to surge in imports that put downward pressure on farm gate price. And indeed, farm gate prices have gone down almost to the extent of the decrease in world prices. And so yes, the evidence does indicate that farm gate prices have really gone down, and that has to be addressed. The economic team, and we have been looking at this, and we been discussing this also with our president to address the issue. And obviously, increasing the tariff is one of those options. But we also have to look at the other factors like the impact of raising the tariff and the affordability of rice, especially for the poor, and the possible inflationary pressure created by the tariff. So all these issues would have to be addressed consistently, and so what we are looking at is a way of supporting farmers, getting the farm gate price for their produce to the level that is remunerative enough that they are able to recover and their cost and earn incomes over and above that cost, and that could involve some increases in tariff, but also a direct price support to them. And so we are looking at that combination of increasing, providing price support direct to the farmers, while also moderating the increases in the tariff so that retail prices will not increase and put pressure on inflation, because we don't want to go back to the high inflation regime, particularly for food. And I think we're ready to provide our recommendation to the President in a few days' time.
Don't want to preempt, Secretary, that recommendation, but here in the Senate yesterday, we voted to recommend to increase tariffs by 35%, and the main reason there is because of the value of palay crashed to sub 10 pesos, no? 8 pesos is what we are hearing, no? So with that price and production cost is at 14, wala na talagang chance na mabuhay yung mga magsasaka natin. So we all voted unanimously. But of course, like you said, no, there are other variables that we need to look at, and we leave that to the DepEv to look at the entire picture. Yeah.
We're also looking at Mr. K is a more sustainable, permanent solution to the problem. That what we don't want to create is a situation like currently, in and out of import bans, things like that, which could, in the longer haul, would adversely affect the efficiency of markets. When you have long import bans, for example, that destroys the networks of traders, especially importers, and when you lose that and there will be another crisis later, it will be harder to cope with that crisis. So we want to make markets and sustain and improve the efficiency of markets, because obviously the rice market also is not working properly, because retail prices have not come down as much as we expected from the reduction in world prices combined with a reduction in the tariff. So we have to look at all these issues to ensure that what we do is a permanent solution, particularly protecting our farmers from these market pressures.
Thank you, Secretary. We'll leave that to the Committee on Agriculture. I think that is a topic that the Committee on Agri can drill down. I just want to just pick the brains of the Tariff Commission, considering that they're also tasked to look at all of these tariff-related effects of policy. All right, so I don't have any more questions. There being no further questions, the budget of DepDev and its attached agencies and corporations, namely the CPD, PNVSCA, PPP Center, PSRTI, PS8, TC, DAP, and PIBS, is now deemed submitted for the plenary's consideration, subject to the discussion and the submission of documents requested. So maraming salamat po, Secretary. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
This briefing is hereby suspended.